When we were younger, navigating through life was such a difficult and annoying task to get through. At least that's how I felt. None of our childhoods were perfect. And for a lot of us, we might have been able to, block out things that have happened when we were younger to, help us just move on and get through that part of our lives. But unfortunately, just for me, like I remember almost every single thing that happened when I was younger. I remember when I was a kid, a tween, a teen, and now an adult. And sometimes I do find myself just reminiscing about when I was younger. And that got me thinking, why does it seem like kids nowadays have totally skipped their tweens and even some of their teens? I just feel like the gap between being a kid and being an adult has just gotten so much more slimmer over the past couple years. And reflecting on this whole scenario and situation, I think the only logical reason as to why the gap has narrowed so bad is due to social media. And just for context, your tween years are like the years right before you become a teen. So 13 is a teenager, and then I'd say from 10 to 12, those are your tween years. And also, before I jump into this video, to all the people who were born in the 90s and before that, I'm sorry, but for this video I can't really go off of those years because I wasn't around during that time period. I can only just go off of my experience, which was in the early 2000s, so just putting that out there. Which, to be fair, I do have a large percentage of people that are around my age that grew up in the early 2000s, so I feel like more people that watch this video will be able to relate to me. So I guess around the early 2000s, after school or on the weekends, normally people would, go to the mall or go out for ice cream, or if we take a look at the movies that were made in the late 90s to early 2000s, the mall is where all the cool people always went. And in your tweens, if you're in that time period, you had the holy grail stores in the mall that were Justice, Limited Too, and Claire's. I feel like Claire's back in the day, you could go to Claire's, and if you were a girl, you could probably just find at least one thing for yourself. Even if you were a tomboy, that was where you got your ears pierced, you got the cool accessories and the purses. So in that moment, going to the mall and shopping at these stores was kind of a status symbol. But today, literally all the malls are going out of business. In 2018, and Claire's filed for Chapter 11 bankruptcy. In the US, everything has shifted, and people are now using this thing called the internet. I don't know if you heard of it before. Why go out of your way to go to the mall when you can easily just shop online and have the entire store's collection with the flick of your wrist? Why meet up with your friends and go to the food court when you can easily just FaceTime and get Uber Eats or DoorDash? I think it's always been about convenience and simplicity, and the internet is just that. And so once social media started to take off, teenagers simply just didn't see the point of going out and interacting with people in that way. So you had the major stores that were geared towards, younger teens or tweens, just shut down, resulting in one less experience that tweens could have. And when I was younger and in my tweens, we had these things called magazines. And these magazines would have the latest celebrity gossip. There were personality quizzes you could take, embarrassing stories submitted by other readers. They would show you your favorite celebrities' fashion style and what store you could get the clothing at. And I know some people that would try to recreate the looks from their own closet of, the celebrities that they saw on the red carpet. These magazines were specifically made for, the teens and the tweens demographic. I kid you not, every single thing that was in that magazine, you can now just do online for free. Instead of reading about celebrity gossip, you can easily just go on YouTube or watch a 45-second clip on TikTok about, the latest tea. There's no reason to read about where your favorite celebrity got this top or that jacket from when your favorite influencer can now just link their Lululemon set in the description box down below. It's insane and so hilariously funny. You don't need to try to recreate a certain look that your favorite celebrity or actress had from your closet when you can just go online and find the exact piece that that they wore and just buy it. And all these, you know, influencers and celebrities that have all these fans know the power that they possess. And that's why so many of these people and influencers are creating their own skin lines and makeup lines, and they will sell the most basic, mundane product. Like, I remember when Addison Rae came out with like some lip gloss oil. It was so basic, there was nothing special about it, but everyone bought it because Addison Rae's name was on it. Same with Skims, Fenty Beauty, Rem Beauty, Rose Skin. As you can see, all of this is happening online. You can become a millionaire with only using an online website. Like I said earlier, kids used to, you know, go out of their way to want to dress up like their favorite actress like Amanda Bynes or Lindsay Lohan. That was what was trending. But now we have trends like the Pilates princess, the it girl, coastal cowgirl, coastal grandma, the clean girl. And if you notice, these are all very mature trends. So you have these 10-year-olds trying to look like a clean girl. So wearing basic tanks and biker shorts. And this is something that most adults will wear. So the gap of clothing style is just getting slimmer and slimmer. And for the first time, I could see and understand a 10-year-old dressing up the same way as a 25-year-old would dress up. And before the internet and social media, that was an unheard of thing. And of course, you know, you have the one trend that everyone's freaking out about with the, you know, 12-year-olds, you know, going to Sephora. Like, instead of a 12-year-old wanting the latest smartphone or tickets to see their favorite, you know, boy band, they want Drunk Elephant skincare and a Stanley Cup.
You crying? Why?
What you wanted,
So much.
I feel like if you grew up having parents or an older aunt or whoever, you know, raised you, we've all heard of like, oh, I'm so glad like I didn't grow up whenever you grew up because these kids nowadays and age are just crazy and all this other stuff. Like, we've all heard it before. But it's like, I now can say the same thing about today's generation. Everything and everyone is just so serious now. There's no color, there's no pop. Everything is just neutral, simplistic, and clean girl. This is the new normal. This new generation, Generation Alpha, so scary. Like, the things they're being injected with at such a young age is crazy, because this is like the first generation that we're seeing that were literally born with a screen in their hands. Because like, even for me, I was born in the early 2000s, of course, and even though technology like was becoming more rapid and stuff like that, we didn't really have social media. Was just starting off. Like, we had like Facebook or something, or MySpace. I think I didn't use any of that, but it wasn't like a huge thing. So I was like the last generation to actually like go outside and play, grow up on like video games that with the little console thingies, whatever they're called. What are those things called? When I was really young, there was no Instagram, there was no Snapchat, there was YouTube. I don't even know when YouTube even was invented. But the point is that there wasn't this stuff. And now you have the Generation Alpha. Whenever they were born, TikTok and Snapchat are like the biggest things ever. And this is extremely heartbreaking and sad, but it is what it is. And I know for a lot of people, like, this is a really good thing. Like, people are glad to see magazines go and, you know, malls close down, and like these robots that have a concept of like existing and, you know, whatnot. And they love like the metaverse and advancing in technology and all this other stuff. So I think it all just depends on perspective and what your ideals are and principles are that will determine how you feel about the situation. But all I can say is that the tweens are just gone. I honestly think it's just really sad that social media has just destroyed so many people's childhood. That's just how I feel. I really hope you guys enjoyed today's video. I had a really fun time reminiscing about my childhood. If you did enjoy it, give this video a big thumbs up. Every week I upload a new video on Sundays, so stay tuned for my next video, and I'll see you guys next week. Bye guys.